citizens need to be about keeping these commandments.
This is not what I expected out of them.
The true Bible, the book of our fathers.
Right. The Most High has given us guidance on what we need to do.
It's also Eli.
It's also Nahshon.
Also Ezekiel.
Read verse 20.
They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us.
So they come against us, and how do they come? They come with what? They come with sin. They come with pride. They come with envies. They come to bring iniquities to our people. That's how our people thinking that they're good, but they at their weakest because they're in the midst of sin. They add sin to sin, and that's what we are dealing with when we deal with our people. That's these weak men that we have. Those are the weak men that they are declaring good times because they say, I got much, I'm this, and they're using their status as a way to be able to go throughout the earth, and they're saying that they are in good places. But these are weak men. They are. Because if you take those things that increases them away, then we'll see what kind of men they are. And as trials and tribulations going to come and set upon us, that they're going to see that they won't be able to trust in this system. So here it goes on to say that they come with us with much pride and iniquity to destroy us. Read on.
And our wives and children.
So we have a reason why we fight. We have a reason why we are battling. We have a reason to help our people because we have a love for our people. It's Israel that loves Israel. The nations don't love us. We be thinking like, they like us. They don't even like you. They don't. I'm telling you, they tolerating you. They despise us. And for a lot of us, we be thinking that we're somebody because we're among them. You gotta be kidding me. And to see our people in these snares and holes, it is unbelievable. It's like when the opportunity came with us to be able to get away from them at the ending of what, quote unquote, the work week began to be, I was like, wow, I can go and get away. It means a lot to me. It does. It means a lot to deal with the brethren. To hear some of the things that they're talking about, they may be expecting a child or something, to hear them talk about as their family is growing. It means a lot to us. And we know that that's why we're fighting. We have a purpose. We have purpose. They have a purpose to destroy you. They got a purpose to put your ass away. You should have a purpose to live again. You should have a purpose that you want to help your people too. And they ain't taking no time off. Matter of fact, they're putting in overtime. All right. Read on, officer.
Yes, sir. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us, and our wives and children.
They trying to, listen, you talking about you love it. You telling me, and when we get to that part, even the educational system is against you. It's against your children. You say, what am I to do? We always taught our children. We'll get to that. We always helped our own children. But if you continue to let them, it's like you say, well, I'm sending them to school. I'm sending my children to school to be educated. It's like sending your children. Man, I want to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. To something, it's snares and holes. It's entrapment. It's a trick bag. In our neighborhood, we'll call it a trap house. It ain't no damn good. If you give them the history, you can teach them colors. You can teach them quote unquote arithmetic. You can help your own kids, but you gonna let them educate them? They're teaching our kids to walk away from the Most High. And when we send them there and we put the little book bag on their shoulders and stuff, and we send them off, we're like, oh man, they're gonna be something one day. They end up despising the Bible. They end up not even believing in the Bible. They're changing them as soon as they come in there. And we'll see that video in a little while. It's horrible. Mm-hmm. It's horrible. There's a saying, this thing, it's crazy how they're dealing with our children. So we're fighting for our wives and our children, but read on.
Yes, sir. And to spoil us, but we fight for our lives and our laws. And
that's one of the things that we have to understand, that's what this whole purpose is, that we, for our lives and for the sanctuary and for the laws that God has given us. They despise who we are. They don't like melanated people. They despise that we're look, they don't even take, I'm telling you, I see it on many levels. And whether I'm in the bank or something, I'm trying to do something, they don't even really take out a lot of time for you. They ain't taking out time for your children to educate them at school. The teacher tells us that they don't even take out time for our children. They don't. That thing is horrible. Because why? The heathens and the nations, they have pride, they have envies, and they bring forth a lot of transgression of sins against us. It's a trap house. Mm-hmm. Our people are messed up. And what do? They seize us by violence, and they take the matter by force, like turning things around what you trust in affirmative action. They do that. It's getting to be increased. That SNAP program ain't going to hold up. Your voting rights is going away. So what part of the laws are you going to fall on? You going to come with the Israelites, or you going to die to this nation?
Mm-hmm. Bring it out, Captain.
It's going to take us. Listen, it's telling us that those are strong. Our people are laboring. Our brothers are out there serving. We are trying to restore the decay of our people. That's what it goes into here. It goes into that.
Thank you, Script Cat.
Yeah. Starting to bite the mic.
Go get Zephaniah 2:1.
Yes, sir.
The old faithful. Zephaniah 2:1.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
Read on.
Before the decree bring forth.
But we not desired. You want to say something, Cap?
No.
We not desired in this society or any other society throughout the earth. All people are not desired. Anywhere you see the 12 tribes of Israel, they are on the bottom of the totem pole in any country where they've been scattered.
Right.
So we are not desired. Read verse 2.
Before the decree bring forth.
That don't sound like the Lord asking. He's commanding us to gather together before he bring judgment on us. Read on.
Before the day pass as the chaff.
Mm-hmm.
Before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you.
The Lord basically is saying, come together before I get mad and start jacking y'all up. Read on.
Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
The Lord saying, come together before I get angry. Read on.
Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth.
That's Israel, the meek of the earth, the good of the earth. Read on.
Which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness.
Seek the law. Read.
Seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
So when the Lord come, that's the only thing that's going to save you in the last day. In the last day, the Lord said the only thing that's going to save you from this judgment is coming together with your people. Remember verse 1, gather yourself together under the laws of God. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing going to save you in these last days.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, Israel, we're saying it this way. There's nobody love you but the Israelites. There's nobody loving the 12 tribes of Israel but the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Don't nobody else love you. We have a love for our own people. And we're telling you that our love is that we care. And we're telling you that we are doing all we can do to help. But you have to recognize and realize that the things that you are doing as a people, like it said that thou shalt not kill. We can't kill our own people and thinking that we're going to be justified in not doing. That has to go away. You don't see they trying to kill us in on things like such as changing the status of our people, meaning like taking away different programs from our people. In of itself, it's like I'm using it in terms like not like a killing, but I'm using it more of a term like it's a lack. Our people are lacking in those areas. That's what I really wanted to say. It's more of a lack that our people are lacking in things. But if we come and gather or help ourselves, then we can help restore our people. But it does say that they are coming to destroy us. And when you destroy somebody, you do put them away. It just used a different word. It's the same matter. It's the same matter. It's just a different word. So if you would like them, read on down to, is that 20?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Hold that. We'll come back to that. Let's go to Psalms 121. This is what Israel, and the thing of it is that we have been given understanding of what it's going to take, and there's nothing that our people do in terms like we don't really try to do anything. We're coming and we're actually doing the work that we're trying to show that we love our people. And in doing that, it is where we have to come and reprove and correct our people. That is true. That happens. That's because we care.
Right.
That's because that's the whole thing. We care. But our people have to also understand that we have to get to a place where we have to trust in the Lord. And our trust is vital in this day and hour. Nothing move the Most High more than anything. That's talking to the Most High. Let me get that in 121, verse 1 and 2.
Psalms chapter 121, verse 1 and
Uh-huh.
2. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help.
Mm-hmm.
My help cometh from the Lord.
So when we pray, hold that, get Psalms 55 and 17. We'll come back, but I want to be able to talk about what it is in Psalms 55 and 17.
Psalms.
Yep.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 17.
Uh-huh.
Evening and morning and at noon will I pray.
When you have the problems, when you're going through the things that you're going through, that's when you need to pray. The prayer should be in the evening. Send up prayers before the Most High. When you lift up your hands in the morning, send the prayers up to the Most High. Even at noonday, send the prayers up to the Most High. That has to be in our salvation. That has to be in our restoration. It has to be in the restoring of our people. We need this. There's things that, those are our weapons. You know, those are things that we have to use. We have to use what's accessible to us. That's talking to the Lord. That cannot be negated. We have to talk to him and send up those prayers before the Most High. All the saints sent up prayers before the Most High, and the Most High moved on their behalf. Read it from the top again, 121.
Psalms chapter 121, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord.
That's where the Israelite helps come from. It's talking to the Lord at evening, at morning, and at noonday will I send up the prayers before you, Most High. Leadership has given us that understanding. We should be praying all the time. We should be talking to the Lord all the time because we always in a battle. We always trying to overcome. We always trying to get through to the other side. We always between when and how long, Lord. We always trying to get there. So the prayers or the dedication or the getting on the altar before the Lord is those things we have to do. For what reason that Maccabees was saying, go back to 1 Maccabees 3 and 21 again.
1 Maccabees chapter 3, verse 21. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
That's what we're fighting for. We do have purpose. Talking about what is my purpose in life. Somebody wrote a book, something pertaining to that. We don't know, but we know what our purpose is. Read that again.
But we fight for our lives and our laws.
Now jump down to verse 25.
Verse 25. Then began the fear of Judas and his brethren, and an exceeding great dread to fall upon the nations round about them.
That's the same thing that we have to see, that those things is going to work for us today, that the other nations is going to have to fear, that this Most High is with these people. We have to put that on we have to show them that we are not only the children, but through oppression or through opportunities where they come against us and where we are tried. And the losses only count up, because I'm telling you, I know the Most High is not going to fail us during difficult times. He's not, because he's going to produce strong men during these difficult times. And that's what he's raising up. When I see my brethren, when I see the nation coming up, we're seeing that the men are coming. They're putting down the things that they've done in the cares of the world. They're changing. They're raising up their family. They're taking ownership of their children. And they don't care who don't like them or who don't help them. But they realize that, listen, I am a son, I am a child of God, and I'm going to walk and act like one. So in my repentance, I'm going to help my people. For what reason? Read that verse. Go back to 3:21 again.
First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 21. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
So let's get through this. Go to verse 43.
Verse 43. They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
That's what it was talking about when we was back over there in Romans. They said, those of you that's grown, help them bear the infirmities that your people are going through. It's the same thing. We have to understand that we have purpose, and the purpose is that we have to help our people. There's no alternative. I'm telling you, we're wanting to see things happen, but I'm telling you, this is the purpose. This is the calling. This is the making the election sure. Israel need our love. Israel need our help, Israelites. 12 tribes of Israel, they need us. And we do put it on display. We're running across the earth trying to help our people. Because we hasten until the time, because the time is short. Read on, officer.
They said one to another, let us restore the decayed estate of our people.
We see the condition they're in. We know that they're having a hard time. We have to restore them. How? Through the laws of the Most High, through the commandments of God that was given to us. I came through it. I've been restored. I've been built up by him. That's the whole purpose, is to help us to get to where we are. We have that purpose. Is that all that? That's
no,
all
sir.
of it?
No, sir. And let us fight for our people and the sanctuary.
And let us fight for our people. That's right. Let us fight for our people. And a lot of us ain't had a cause. You ain't had a purpose. You let people tell you what to do. Hell, you watching commercials. You believe in them commercials more than what you believe the Bible says. We have purpose. If you don't fight, they're telling you, instead that they're coming after our wives and our children. You gonna fight? You gonna let them have them? You gonna give them away like that? It's okay? You trusting them like that? They're gonna do right by your children? They're gonna help you? They're taking the programs away from us. What are you talking about? They're not gonna help you. They're showing you they're not gonna help you. What part of that you don't even understand? They don't even like you. Understand this. We know that they are coming after us through sins and transgression, envy, pride. We know they're coming. They've been coming for a while. And when we get to the point where we begin to look at some of these things, how they've been doing it, and we're complacent, or we're kind of thinking that, there's no harm in what they're doing. We don't see that what they're doing. We don't see the wrong in it, because you thinking that they're helping you, but they're out to destroy us. It says so in the scriptures. They're just not after me, they're after your wife and your children too. That matter is a serious matter. All the bells and whistles should be going off in your head. Right. Let me have the first image. There's an image. Give me that image of the eugenics tree. There are things that we think is real that are beneficial to us. We think there are things that we think are beneficial to us. And when you look at things like this, the eugenics tree, you will look on there and you'll clearly see there are things that, that can help us along the way. But I love Dr. Drew Dupree. She talks about, that how we sometimes trust in things. And she said that the status or the things that you went through, and she talks about it very well, is that they had already, this is a business plan, so to speak. This is a way that they dealt with us and they handled us, and they done it through things that we think that are not bad for us. There's medicine, there's politics, there's also religion up there.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, touch on a couple of them.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Anatomy, biology, physiology, psychology, genetics, mental testing, anthropometry, yes, history, geology, anthropology, archaeology, ethnology, geography, law, statistics, politics, economics, biography, genealogy, sociology, religion, education, psychiatry, surgery, medicine.
So to follow, listen, some of these things that we're doing, and when we follow them, it's really like putting ourselves in a place where it harms the 12 tribes of Israel. These things harm us. And you don't see that the harm is to you, because whether you say, well, the medicine does help me, that's what you say. Or my mom and daddy been at this church for 163 years. I mean, the church been built for over 163 years, and you'll follow that religion because of your mom and was there for a while, and the church go back 163 years. Or politics, you'll see that, okay, we're starting to change things for our people. It's starting to help us. We're getting things that we didn't get before. We get to ride the bus. We're getting things that we didn't get before. We can sit in their restaurants. And Dr. Joyce, she talks about these things, and we'll sit there and think that these things are acceptable. And it's through how they sit there and give it to us and allow us to have these things. It's not like you're breaking color barriers or anything like that. And that's sometimes how we mark our history. We'll sit there and say, well, we're the first ones to ever do this. I'm the first one in my family to ever do that. They allowed you to come into their schools because they was going to benefit off of you. Whether it be higher wages, we don't see nothing wrong with the things that you say that's a good politician. He's helping us to get higher wages, but he's the same man that believes in abortion. Mm-hmm. You don't even see that you don't even see the whole thing. You say he's good. He's trying to give me some insurance. But you don't see that that something like abortion is high on his list. You don't even put the two together. Let's get Dr. Joy. Let Dr. Joy help us. Because our people need the help.
Dr. Joy DeGruy.
If you would, though, Officer Larkin, there is the book up there. Did we show it? Can we show the book? Dr. Joy.
Joy DeGruy. Yeah, that's it. Dr. Joy DeGruy, Be the Healing. Post-traumatic slave syndrome. America's legacy of enduring injury and healing.
Man, that sister, it's some nuggets up in there. Mm-hmm. So she started talking about the post-traumatic slave syndromes that we are all enduring, or that we are all having the effects of. You say, I'm good. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm right, bro. You don't know. I'm right. I'm good. I got a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Yeah. Same thing. That's a professional hairdresser, what I hear. But I'm just telling you that a lot of our people be thinking things like that get them status. But they things that they have trouble with. They say, well, the same person say, well, I've been married 5 times. But they say they're all right, though. So let's see what she says. Let's go inside the book. Officer Larkin, do you have the book? There it is, right there beside you.
Yes, sir.
You have it? There you go. I would like for you to read out of it.
All right. This is page 121.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Read down.
Yes, sir.
Let's define what PTSS is.
PTSS. Yes, sir. Post-traumatic slave syndrome defined. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a condition that exists when a population has experienced multi-generational trauma resulting from centuries of slavery and continues to experience oppression and institutionalized racism today.
This is America. This is Nevada. This is Texas. This is Missouri. This is North Carolina. This is Florida. This is Alabama. What's going on here? Read that part again.
Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a condition that exists when a population has experienced multi-generational trauma resulting from centuries of slavery and continues to experience oppression and institutionalized racism today.
That was the whole plan. That was all part of it. Mm-hmm. This is part of our issues today. What we want to do is show our people that this it's not going to work. It's not going to end well for them. Mm-hmm. It's not going to end well at all. It's not going to end well at all. Read on.
Added to this condition is a belief, real or imagined, that...
So you'll have a situation where a person might say, is this real? Like, you might qualify for the job, but they'll give it to somebody else. They'll give it to another nation. And you'll be sitting there saying, well, you have all the qualifications. You fit the job description. You should have gotten the job. But they'll sit there and say, no. You'll sit there and say, no, maybe they deserved it more than I did. But you qualify for the job. You don't even know if it's real or if you're trying to imagine things. That's how traumatized you are about the things you've been through. Read on.
Right. Added to this condition is a belief, real or imagined, that the benefits of the society in which they live are not accessible to them. This, then, is post-traumatic slave syndrome.
So that you think you should have got the job, but in the society in which they live are not accessible to them. All the things that's here, like I was saying, a lot of those things, they give it to you. Read on.
Multi-generational trauma together with continued oppression and absence of opportunity to access the benefits available in the society leads to post-traumatic slave syndrome.
It leads to that. So you got multi-generation, absence of opportunity, right? And you have post-traumatic syndromes. This is the map, right? So she talks about this. But go ahead. There's some other things I would like to touch on. Read on.
PTSS is a syndrome. A syndrome is a pattern of behaviors that is brought about by specific circumstances. The circumstances that produce PTSS, multi-generational trauma, and continued oppression, plus a real or imagined lack of access are outlined above. What is the resulting pattern of behavior? Well, there is not a single pattern of behavior. There are many. I have identified 3 categories: vacant esteem, ever-present anger, and racist socialization.
That's built into the system. It's in your state. It's in your schools. It's in your hospitals. It's on your job. It's in your neighborhood. It's at your freaking grocery store. I'm telling you, Israel, the power of belief. Read on.
The power of belief. Before we examine the patterns of behavior associated with PTSS, we briefly need to discuss belief, because belief is intricately woven into the syndrome's fabric. Belief is a truly powerful thing, much more powerful than most people suspect.
So you have people like, there's nothing wrong with wrong with the other nations. They're good. They're nice. I just don't hate everybody. I just don't hate people. It's telling you're struggling with belief. You don't even know if it's real or not. They looking at you and rolling their eyes. They sitting there, they don't want to talk to you. They don't even want to help you process something that you're trying to get or purchase or something like that. You don't even think nothing wrong with that. No, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Maybe it's my credit score wasn't high enough. You got a freaking score of 745, and you talking about your score ain't high enough. I mean, it's unbelievable. Read on. Our belief colors.
Our beliefs color everything with which we come in contact. They determine
that explains what it says earlier, that it says that the belief is woven into the syndrome fabric, and it says that they determine what we consider. It says that we determine what we perceive and how the color that we come in contact with. Everything, whether it's your grocery store, it doesn't matter. Whether it's your job, it doesn't matter. Everything you come in contact with, this is the power of. This is the thing that they built into the system.
Right.